Okay, let's get right into it. We're talking about that special language, the one that a lot of business advisory service providers use. It's this world of buzzwords and jargon that can leave you feeling completely confused and honestly, maybe even a little out of your depth. So, in this explainer, we are going to decode that jargon. We're going to figure out why it's used, and most importantly, how you can cut through all that noise and get the clarity that you are paying for. Oh, yeah, we've all been there, right? You're sitting in a meeting, someone's presenting, and words like synergy, paradigm shift, and disruptive innovation are just flying around the room. You're nodding along, of course, but inside you're thinking, what are we actually talking about here? That feeling, that disconnect? It's incredibly common, and believe me, it is often by design. So, why does this language even exist in the first place? Is it just people trying to sound smart, or is there something else going on? Well, it turns out this whole specialized vocabulary has a very specific and kind of two-sided purpose. Let's break that down. And this slide really lays it out perfectly. Jargon is a classic double-edged sword. You see, on one hand, for the insiders, it's like a secret handshake. It's shorthand that makes communication faster. But for you, the client, look at the downside. That same language becomes a brick wall. It's meant to obscure the real meaning, to stop you from asking tough questions. It creates a barrier. And this gets to the more, let's say, cynical side of things. It's not just about being efficient. A lot of the time, it's a tool for control. First off, complex words create this aura of authority, right? It makes the provider seem like they have some secret knowledge that you just don't. And second, and this is so important, it's used to mask uncertainty. When an advisor doesn't really have a solid answer, a big cloud of impressive-sounding buzzwords can make it seem like they do. It's a smokescreen. All right, it's time to arm ourselves. Let's grab our official decoder ring. We're about to do a rapid-fire round, translating some of the most common buzzwords you're going to hear. We'll look at the slick pitch you get, and then the reality of what it actually means for your business. First up, the all-time classic, synergy. I mean, the textbook definition sounds amazing, doesn't it? This idea that if we work together, we'll create something bigger and better than we could on our own. It's that magical business math where 1 + 1 suddenly equals 3. But here comes the reality check. Synergy is almost always pitched to justify these huge, costly projects or massive mergers, promising these incredible results. But here's the catch. Those so-called benefits are almost never quantified. There are no hard numbers. It's just this fuzzy, feel-good promise used to sell an idea without any real proof. Okay, next up, the action plan. And again, it sounds fantastic. Who doesn't want a clear, structured plan with milestones to help you reach your goals? It sounds like exactly what you need: direction, purpose, accountability. But here's the crucial point. While it's pitched as this clear roadmap, an action plan can all too often just be a vague to-do list in a fancy costume. And what's its real purpose? To justify more and more billable hours without ever committing the provider to specific, measurable outcomes. It keeps the engagement going, but doesn't necessarily move your business forward. And who can resist going for the low-hanging fruit? The idea is so tempting. Let's just knock out the easy stuff first, get some quick, visible wins, and build a little momentum. Feels productive, right? But now look at the reality. While the pitch is all about building momentum, the actual strategy can be one of avoidance. By focusing only on the easy wins, the really difficult, high-value work, the work that actually solves your core problem, gets pushed down the road again and again. You get the illusion of progress, but nothing fundamentally changes. Okay, so this isn't just about being annoyed by some silly buzzwords. This kind of vagueness has a real, tangible cost. Let's look at how this language can lead to some seriously expensive problems, using a real-world example. So check out this case study. A client asks for something totally reasonable, a full analysis of their market. The provider pushes back, using that classic phrase, "let's not boil the ocean," basically as an excuse to do less work and narrow the scope. And the outcome? The client gets completely blindsided by a new competitor they never saw coming because that competitor was outside the artificially small scope. The jargon was used to avoid work and shift all the risk onto the client. And that case study just perfectly highlights the real risks here. First, you get total misalignment. You think you're paying for one thing, but because the language was so vague, the provider delivers something completely different. That, of course, leads to wasted resources, your time, and your money. And ultimately, it leads to broken trust. Because when you finally realize that all that impressive language was just hiding a lack of substance, the relationship is toast. Okay, enough with the problem. Let's talk about the solution. This next part is all about action. We're going to build your personal jargon-busting toolkit so you can fight back and demand the clarity your business absolutely deserves. I mean, this slide just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you have the typical jargon salad. We'll leverage our holistic ecosystem approach to synergistically unlock value-add opportunities. It sounds so important, but it means absolutely nothing. Now look at the right. This is the plain English you should be demanding. We'll implement changes that increase revenue by 15%. See, it's direct, it's specific, and it's measurable. This is the goal. So how do you get there? It's actually pretty simple. Here are 3 super powerful tips. 1. Demand plain English. Just say, hey, can you explain that to me in simpler terms? It's not a trick question. 2. Request examples. If they make some big claim, ask for the data or a case study that actually proves it. And 3. Challenge vagueness. Don't let those fuzzy statements just hang in the air. Politely, but firmly, keep asking, what exactly do you mean by that, until you get a real answer. And let's get even more practical. Here are 3 phrases you can literally use in your very next meeting. First, paraphrase what they just said back to them. Saying, so what I'm hearing you say is, forces them to agree to a plain language version of their own point. And you'd be surprised how often it exposes how little was actually said. Second, make them define success. Ask, what does a win look like here in specific terms? And third, my personal favorite, demand metrics. How will we measure this? That one simple question changes the entire conversation from vague promises to concrete, measurable results. Now, this isn't just about being defensive in a meeting. This is bigger. It's really a leadership principle. When you champion clarity, you start making plain, honest communication a core part of your entire business culture. And the benefits of doing that are just enormous. As you can see here, plain language builds trust. It creates real collaboration because, guess what? Everybody's on the same page. And most importantly, it drives better, faster decisions because those decisions are based on real, understandable information, not a cloud of confusing buzzwords. The good news is you're not fighting this battle alone. The tide is really starting to turn. Clients everywhere are sick of the jargon, and they're demanding results they can actually measure. There are even new AI tools coming out that can automatically flag and translate corporate speak. The whole industry is slowly but surely being forced to shift from just selling hours to delivering actual outcomes. So we'll end with this one thought. Every single time you hire a business advisory service, you're paying for something. The question you have to ask yourself is, what is it? Are you paying for complexity that just masks uncertainty and protects the provider? Or are you paying for clarity that builds trust, drives real results, and actually moves your business forward? The choice of which one you demand, well, that's entirely up to you.